So a little while ago, someone asked me something about the RC-500, and it reads, do you know if it's possible to add more than 2 extra functions on the RC-500 with a foot switch that has 3 or 4 pedals? For example, pedal 1 could be all start stop, pedal 2 could be undo redo, pedal 3 could be clear all tracks, and pedal 4 is stop track 2. Now when we're talking about the Control 1-2, there is only 2 things you can do with it. Either put in an FS6 or FS7 pedal and you've got 2 buttons, or put in an expression pedal and that's going to give 2 commands, either go up or go down for volume to control either the loops or the inputs. So we're going to go over to the other thing the RC-500 has, which is MIDI. Because the RC-500 has TRS MIDI, we can send CC numbers to it in the form of assigns. On the RC-500 there are 8 assigns available, and therefore you can send 8 commands via MIDI. Something like this, which is the Boss FS1WL, has 3 buttons, but it also has a Control 1-2 as well. Alternatively, you could use another MIDI pedal, something like the Morningstar MC6 Pro or MC8, where they send multiple commands on the single button press. Now to keep this highly portable, we're going to use the FS1WL as a Bluetooth device, so we're going to need one more thing, which is a Bluetooth module that sends and receives MIDI commands through TRS. So to keep this nice and simple, this is the WIDI jack. And I've done a full review of this, but the nice advantage with this is it's highly portable and it has a magnet. So we put the magnet right on and it actually magnetizes to the side of the RC-500. Handy. So let me just walk you through what we've got here. We've got the RC-500 with the WIDI jack plugged into the TRS. We've got left and right going out to the speaker, with the mains plugged in to keep it powered, a microphone plugged in so I can give you some examples, and we've got the Boss FS1WL. Now in order to make this work, we need to tell the FS1WL which CC numbers are on each button. Then, once we've done that, all we need to do is use 3 assigns and tell the RC-500 which CC number to receive and what to do with it. So step 1 is actually with the FS1WL. So we need to switch it on and put it into MIDI mode, and temporarily I just need to connect it to the editor, which I'm using on my iPad today. So to keep this nice and simple, I'm going to assign CC 80, 81 and 82 to pedal 1, 2 and 3. So 80 is pedal 1, 81 is pedal 2, and 82 is pedal 3. So there we go, nice and simply, pedal left is 80, pedal center is 81, and pedal right is 82. Now in the original comment, it was actually asking for 4 things. We've only got 3 pedals. This is where the FS1WL comes into its own, because as I said before, we can still actually add a Control 1-2 onto here and an expression if you want to. However, we've got 3 pedals here, and if we had an FS6 or FS7 pedal, we could actually just plug it into the RC-500. But to keep things nice and neat and reduce the amount of cables we've got, I'm going to use an FS6 pedal into the FS1WL. Therefore, to be able to do that, I need to use Control 1 and Control 2 and program them up as well. So let's put Control 1 as 83, and then Control 2 we'll put as 84. Okay, done. So in comes our FS6, and the great thing about it is it uses a TRS jack, which is a stereo jack, to send the 2 signals. I've got a small TRS jack that I've made here, which is actually off a camera rig. And we plug it in, and you can see the power is on. So now that's plugged in, and you can see the power's on, because I've got a battery in there. All I need to do is plug that into there. So all of a sudden, I've gone from 3 pedals to 8 pedals, using a WIDI jack, an FS1WL, and an FS6. This expands the functionality massively, and the next thing we need to do is tell the RC-500 what to do with these 5 pedals. So in the original comment, the first one was all start stop. So I'm going to use this button right here. This is CC 80. So let's go into the RC-500. We go into memory, we go across until you find assign number 1. It doesn't matter which number of assign you use, they're just labeled like that, assign 1 to assign 8. So first of all, we need to make sure it's on. I'm going to use the source, and the source is where is the signal coming from? It's coming from CC 80. The source mode is moment. We actually want this to be toggle. So for a start stop, when we press it down, it'll stop, and then we press it again, it'll start again. Now the target is what you want it to do. So we're going to move this over and find all start. This is actually all start stop. It just calls it all start on the RC-500. Now with some controls, certainly with expression, you have things like a minimum and a maximum value. But with all start stop, it's just on or off. So there is no minimum and there is no maximum. Click exit. We've done our first one. The next one was undo redo. So let's use this for undo redo, the middle one here. So we'll go to assign 2, just make sure it's switched on, and use this as CC81, which is this button here. Again, it's going to be in toggle mode. And this one is going to be undo redo, so let's find undo redo. there it is. Again, with undo redo, there's no minimum or maximum. It's either undo or redo. The great thing as well is if you use an undo redo, you don't have to hold it down for 2 seconds. You can just press it, which makes it so much faster. Now the next one is clear all tracks. And this is a really interesting one because to clear a track on the RC-500, you either have to hold down the stop button, or the trick you can do is go down a memory and up a memory and it'll clear it as long as you haven't saved it. But to clear a track by holding down the stop button, it takes up to 2 seconds, whereas we can do it instantly without any noise. So sign number 3 is on. It's going to be CC82, as we said here. Again, it's going to be a toggle mode. And as you scroll through the menu, you'll see track 1 clear, track 2 clear, or current track clear. There is no all clear. So we're going to be really crafty here, and we're going to use 2 assigns on the same CC number. So the first assign, which is assign 3, is going to 82. Assign 4 is also going to go to 82 to send 2 commands at the same time. So the first one I'm going to do is track 1 clear. Again, no minimum or maximum. And then assign 4 is on, and we're going to change that to CC82 again. So we're doing 2 commands to CC82 at the same time. Again, this is going to be a toggle, and this one is going to be track 2 clear. So now assign 3 and 4 are actually here, and therefore if I hit this, it will do all clear. This is brilliant because it means it can clear instantly, it's quick, and you're not going to hear anything when you press it. Alternatively, I could have track 1 clear and maybe track 2 clear here, or track 1 clear and track 2 clear on the FS6, and then leave this for stop track 2, which in the comment was our 4th one. It's totally up to you, of course, which way around you put it. I'm just doing it this way because actually, to clear all the tracks, it's kind of handy just to press 1 button. So assign 5 is going to be right at the end here, which is the B. Now for some reason with Boss, control 1 is B and control 2 is A. When it comes to loopers, I don't know why, it just is. So we have to go to assign 5, make sure it's on, and I'm just going to change this over to CC83, make sure it's on toggle again. And this one is going to be stop track 2. So let's go over to find track 2 stuff. There it is. And you have an option here. We can either do play stop on the 1 button, or you can specifically say just start or just stop. So we'll just do track 2 stop only, so I don't hit that by mistake and don't start track 2 by mistake. Now when I do this, there's another option. So if I do track 2 stop, it's going to ask me, how do you want to stop it? Do you want to stop it immediately? Do you want to stop it as a fade out? Or do you want to stop it at the end of the loop? That's really handy if you just want to stop it at the end of the loop, because you could hit it before the end of the loop and it will carry on playing and then stop at the end of the loop. You could fade it out, or we could say immediately. It's totally up to you. Now, one thing to bear in mind with this is that as a target minimum, so we need to make sure that the target maximum is the same. And then once you've done all that, what you need to do is then write that to the memory. Yes, this is memory dependent. So we'll write that to the memory now. We'll write it onto memory 3, and there we go, all our CC numbers are assigned. In fact, they're not, because we've actually got 1 left. So what I'm going to do with the final one is actually do rhythm start stop. So let's go back into the memory, scroll across, and we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go up to number 6, make sure that's on. And this is going to be CC number 80, 81, 82, 84. We need to put that on toggle, and then what I want that to be is rhythm play stop. Now, if you're using the RC-500 to make music and you're recording your tracks and you want to get them out there in the world, then that's where today's sponsor will help, which is DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution company where you give your songs to them and they push them out to all the online stores and music sites around the world, including places like Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, but also Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can use your music in your reels, and so can anyone else. And if your music goes viral, then you're getting paid. Now, most music distributors charge you per release. So if you release a single or release an album or an EP, they charge you for each time you release one. DistroKid don't do that. They charge you 1 price per year, which starts at $22.99. And with the link that's on the screen, it's also in the description box below. And this QR code, I can save you 7% off your first annual membership with DistroKid. So for under $25 for an entire year, you can release as much music as you want to, just like I have, and at the time of recording this, I'm just about to release a live album. It was actually one of my live streams where I created stuff using a looper live in the moment, and I've taken the audio from that and released it as an album. So thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this video. Click the link or scan the QR code and start distributing your music today.
Okay, so I've got the microphone plugged into the RC-500, and you can hear that now. And I'm just going to put 2 loops down on track 1 and track 2. Then I'm just going to show you these 5 buttons working. Remember, these are Bluetooth. They're completely wireless. I can put them anywhere I wanted to.
Okay, so we've got this going, and the first one here is all start stop, sending this on CC80. There we go. Nice and simple. The next one is undo redo, and remember with the RC-500 it will undo the last thing you did on each track. So be aware of which one you're on because it will flash on the little LED on track 1 or track 2. If we go over to track 1, so we don't have to hold it down for 2 seconds. And I'll just use the all start stop because I can. And the next one is all clear tracks. Remember, this is on CC82. This is this one right here. And this is sending up one command to CC82, but the RC-500 has got 2 assigned to clear track 1 and then clear track 2 at the same time. Ah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready? It's that quick. It's really cool because I'm actually telling the RC-500 to do 2 different things with the same command. I can do that. And the next one is stop track 2, and I've got this set to loop end. Okay, so let's do this. So they're both playing at the moment, both track 1 and track 2 playing, as you can see there. Press this. So we're on track 2 right now, as you can see. It doesn't matter anyway because this is track 2. Press it. You can see track 2 has stopped. Just to bear in mind, I actually have these 3 changed. So this is track 1, record, play, stop and clear. This is track 2, record, play, stop and clear. And this is actually all start, stop as well. So I have this different to record, play, stop and track select. That's why that flashed, because that is track 2. And the last one, because we had one over, I actually assigned the rhythm, play, stop to here. And it works. This gives you so much more control. And because it's Bluetooth, you can see the widget flashing away there, and this is completely portable. Now, if you want to pick any of these up, I've left a link in the description box, which is my Throne link, and it's also the link that you can now see on the screen. Now, I think the FS1WL is one of the most versatile Bluetooth pedals you can get. If you want to check out the full review of this, that's this video right here.